Well, hello, and welcome to another episode of the Real Designers of NFM. I'm Andy Shefsky, and I'm coming to you from our beautiful showroom and design gallery. Today, we're going to be talking about window treatments, and I'm excited to share with you that Collin Oswald has decided to join us today to speak about that. Collin, hello and welcome.
Hi Andy, how's it going?
It's going really good, and it's great to be with you today. And before we get into the topic of window treatments, would you mind taking a moment to share with us a little bit more about you, your background, how you got into this profession, how long you've been doing it?
Of course. So I graduated from Iowa State about 5 years ago, and I moved out to Omaha after I got my degree in interior design. And so I moved out here, started at NFM, been within the design gallery for the time that I've been out here. And so kind of a background-wise, what led me into this career path was I've always had a very structural mind. I've always had kind of a design eye for things. And so I grew up building a lot of things, using my hands to make things, build things out. So the design career path was just a great opportunity for me to grow and flourish.
Okay, well, excellent. Well, it's great to have you here. It's great to be your teammate. And when we talk about window treatments, I'll be the first to admit, when I hear that term, I'm not sure I fully understand what it means. So I'd like for you to take a moment to walk us through what it means when we're talking about a window treatment solution, as well as the purpose behind it.
Of course. So a lot of people get confused by the term window treatments. They don't necessarily know. So to kind of dumb it down and break it down for people, it can be broken down into your blinds, drapery, shutters, kind of valances, those fabric boards above a window that you might see around some people's homes. So they can be broken down into a couple of different types of categories. And so when it comes to the purpose of those, a lot of people kind of don't understand what they're for either. But one of the most popular reasons is obviously privacy. You don't want anybody looking into your home. You don't want to be able to have anybody kind of looking through your windows nighttime, daytime, whatever it may be. They just give you a good sense of privacy. They're also very good from an acoustical perspective. They help absorb sound if it's in you're hosting parties, whatever it may be. Draperies are a good opportunity to help dampen that sound so a house doesn't feel so loud and crowded as well too. So they also help give a good sense of depth and dimension from a design perspective. So they just kind of give a nice cozy feel to a person's home, and they just help create more of that cohesive aesthetic that a person is trying to achieve in the design of their space.
Okay, wow. So you helped explain a lot, and there certainly is a great deal involved when you're talking about window treatments.
Yes.
And when you mention so many different categories when it comes to window treatments, does it ever make sense to have multiple types, maybe layered, one and then another one?
Of course. So a pretty good example here would be like take a bedroom, for example. Some people still want to have sunlight come through during the daytime, so they've got what we would call a light filtering blind. You can then have light come through there, and it still kind of lights up your room. But then in the mornings when the sun starts to rise and a person wants to, kind of snuggle up in bed and still kind of be cozy, then you can use a drapery to kind of go over those blinds and really block out the sunlight in a room. So that way a person can still kind of, sleep in, take the morning, and just kind of enjoy themselves too. So that's a really good example there. But then let's take like a living room for instance. A person may have their blinds and it just kind of feels a little just flat within the window itself, but then introducing drapery or a cornice board or a valance over those windows really helps create a sense of depth within a room and can really add to the design and the space of their furniture, their flooring, their wall colors, whatever it may be. They really help create a sense of layering within a space.
Okay, yeah, so there's a lot to it.
Yeah.
And you mentioned several examples and benefits, not just from the practicality and the use case, also from the overall design and aesthetics of the room.
Of course.
So that is a great explanation, and really appreciate you walking us through that. So tell me, when it comes to someone deciding, okay, you know what, I would like to look into a project like this, what would be the next step you suggest for someone to be able to work on this, whether it be you or a teammate?
So that's a great question. They can come into the store right here to the design gallery. All of us designers work with drapery, work with window treatments, and we can help kind of give advice, give pointers and suggestions as to what might help better create a better full aesthetic for their home, for their design aspect. And so we all help. We've got books of samples, we've got all the different fabrics and materials here. So we'll be happy to just kind of help ease a person into it because we know it can be very daunting. So we'll use our expertise to kind of guide them on the right path and help them create the drapery and the window treatment experience that they're looking for.
Wow. Well, there's certainly a lot to it, and you've done a great job of helping clarify and show just how easy it can get done while working with a professional such as yourself.
Fantastic. Good.
So, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me, Andy.
And thank you for tuning in. Until next time, this is Andy Shefsky. Thank you. Take care.